once you are coming abroad, your people back at home are beginning to say, okay, send us money, because they think that once you come abroad, you're just getting money on the street and just picking it. So how do you win this battle? Already I've mentioned some of the problems. So you just stop acting, appearing successful while you are not. Be real about your struggles. Everybody is passing through life, and it's a journey. It's a journey. So don't appear successful while you are not. In the sun, wait. You don't need to fake what will be real in the sun. The time that you are successful, it will be seen. Your progress will be evident to all. Today, I'm going to talk about something that has not been given much attention. I'm talking about those in diaspora, particularly Africans. Many people think that the hardest part of living abroad is money. Some believe it's racism. Others think that immigration papers, that's your permits, is the hardest thing. But after living for over 10 years abroad, I've come to discover something deeper. I want to say, after observing, this is not just by research, I'm talking about what I observe and working with students, workers. The greatest battle Africans that are living abroad face is actually something psychological. It is something silent but very deep. Silent struggle with loneliness, silent struggle with identity crisis, silent struggle with pressure. And these are things that are not being spoken or given attention to. And because this battle is invisible, many people are losing. They are losing this battle without understanding why. Now, why are many of our beautiful, wonderful, young, strong Africans in diaspora who are abroad facing these difficulties? Number one problem, as I said, is loneliness. And what is bringing this loneliness? The first shock most times when you travel abroad is you feel lonely. Back at home, we're already used to communal life. We have families, we visit families, we have friends, we have neighbors, we go to church, we have community ceremonies and many other things. So we live, our life is communal. But then once we leave and we come abroad, that life that we're used to, that we are connected, now begin to be shattered. Why is it shattered? Because now we will spend a long day without any meaningful conversation with anyone. You will live close to someone or your neighbor. You can live for years abroad and you don't even know your neighbor. And you may smile outside on camera or even on Facebook, smiling as if things have gone good, have become good since you have left home. However, there is a disconnect within that many don't understand or have not yet come to realize, especially those who are back at home. Now, some people try to escape this loneliness that suddenly we realize by the time you are abroad through unhealthy relationships, and then or sometimes excessive social media, because you think that by just always online, likely you can escape that loneliness. And working without rest, that's another thing. You will see someone working 4 or 5 jobs or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs always. I mean, the person have no social life, and that's the life the person is coming out from. Back at home, as I said, we're used to communal life. And that has been a very strong bond that has kept many of us strong. And these are some of the things that before you realize this loneliness, this depression begins to set in. Once loneliness sets in, depression comes. But ignoring the loneliness does not heal it, does not heal the problem. And you must intentionally, therefore, build something foundational that can be able to address the problem, And the problem of loneliness is basically having a community to be part of, to do something worthwhile, to contribute to people's life, to ensure that your life is meaningful. It's not just around you work 4, 5, 6 jobs at a time, or you just some of us think that by just having lots of followers online, they can be able to mask that depression, that loneliness that they have been facing. No. And these are some of the things that we need to pay attention. The second part of the problem is identity crisis. Aside loneliness is identity crisis. Now, living abroad can slowly begin to make one question or ask some certain questions. Who am I? I mean, back at home, you likely have not asked these questions. Who am I? Because you're already connected with families. Once you leave and you move abroad, you begin to ask very deep. It could come slowly, but that surely you will begin to ask, because you are now living where there are others. And then you begin to question some of what you have been taught, some of what you have learned. You begin to see that you are adjusting how you speak. Suddenly, somebody who just arrived within 2 months, and then he starts to speak. For example, if he's in America, he starts to speak like an American. How are you? How you're doing well? So you begin to see that you are adjusting your accent, or sometimes you hide your culture. You don't want to talk about your culture. Each time, for example, they said tribes. You don't think English is a tribe. You think of your village. You think of your culture that looks somehow inferior because now you are abroad. And partly the problem is because while back at home, we always see things that are coming abroad as superior. I don't know. Maybe some maybe debris of the colonial issues, but that is for another day. But again, you begin to compare yourself. Probably the family you're coming from is not financially buoyant or stable. But then you are coming here, you are seeing everything change, probably the situation, the environment, and you see your friends having lots of money. They come to school in cars and so on and so forth. And this comparison begins to, you begin to compare yourself. And sometimes you even start feeling, wait a minute, am I good? Am I even good? I mean, you begin to question a lot of things. Now, before you realize, if you're not careful, inferiority complex will quietly will set in and begins to grow. But this is very important for us to know. So this is the second problem that many people that travel or come abroad begins to face. And this change in environment, this environmental change or setting change shouldn't at all mean that where we're coming from is inferior. So even though many things probably are good here, yes, are good, you understand, you have so many amenities you don't have back at home, but that is not to say that your culture, your value system are inferior and so on and so forth. And before you know, you want to lose your identity. You don't want to be identity. You don't want to be identified by where you're coming from. Only for a recent, we begin to see that we are having lots and lots of people proud of where they are coming from. So you can integrate actually into a society without losing, without erasing who you are, And your background is not a weakness. No, your background is a weakness. The challenges we are facing in our countries, sometimes you hear many young people online begin to say they wish they are not born Africans, they wish they are not born Nigerians and all that. And I understand the pains, especially when you see our leaders actually live in as if they are not in the community. They actually embezzle what the community or the society ought to use, and they use it for their own personal life. And send their children only to better schools abroad and give their family members a loan better. And then you see their communities in trouble, in shambles. So these are some of the things. So the concerns are real, actually. But that's not to say that you should use that and actually begins to cause where you're coming from, cause the day you are born, and so on and so forth. So I want to make you to know that your background is not a weakness. It's truly not a weakness. I understand what I'm trying to say. Some people say, no, don't talk like that. My background is a weakness. You think if I'm born into the family of Dangote, things will not be better? Yes, it will be better. But that's not to say again that others who are born in other families don't have a short in life. That's not to say. And that means many people will not. I mean, we have to see like, yes, there are advantages that others will have because of the background they are coming from. But I don't want you to see that as a weakness, because if you look at it on this side, you should look at it on the other side. We have many people who are poor, and then within their generation, have built generational wealth. An example, even the richest man now, which is Elon Musk, he came into the US with nothing, but now he's the most richest person. So the point is that we have both cases. So I think we need to just understand something, because there's no life in hopelessness. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Because the more you begin to make as if where you're coming is weakness, where you're coming is disadvantage. So you just live in a perpetual hopelessness, and there's no life in hopelessness. You must believe that there's a brighter future. You must believe that there is hope ahead. You must believe that our communities will change. Many communities were in shambles. I mean, if you are a student of history, you will know there are many nations just 30 years ago, third world, today they are first world. So, and that's to say that we also believe that our societies can have these good leaders, and we're praying, and we're also committed, not just only praying, but we're also committed to contribute to the society. So you must know that where you're coming from in part has a strength. There's strength. And that's why today we are proud of many of our people from Africa, our music, there are so many things to be proud of. Of course, our leadership is still coming up, but we have a lot to be proud of, actually, to show that there is hope. If our music, our entertainment, and so many other things can go global, you understand? That means there's hope for us. There's hope for us. So that's some of the things I want to say in regards to the issue of the problem that can really make a person have identity crisis. And the third thing, which is also a very crucial issue, is the pressure to appear successful. The pressure to appear successful. Now, this is another very silent burden, and it's a pressure back at home. Now, many people, they believe that once they are traveling abroad, you have automatically become successful. You have automatically become successful. So many immigrants begin to live. They live for appearance, for show. just to show that they are successful, because in their mind, once they are leaving and you have crossed, you have moved away from your home country, it's just an indication that you are a success. And they want to leave that. They want to appear so. And you will see them having lots of pressure, posting always good pictures in good places where they have lived. And there's nothing wrong in actually posting good pictures, but not actually with that mentality. You want to project what you are not yet. And so you will see that the main struggle is hidden inside. I think I've talked with a number of students here. Some of them were my students, and I called them and I asked them, why? I know you are struggling. We have helped you, and we have organized a community here to see that we are helping some of you that are struggling. But that's not the picture you are giving at home. In the sun, you stand before, when you see a Lamborghini parked, you just stand and snap and just post like this as if it is yours. Or sometimes when you have little money, you just go to a very big restaurant and just sit down there and look as if that's actually your life. Whereas for the past 2 days, you were saying you didn't eat. They gave you money. Now you have some small money. Now you go to show people back at home. You go to show people back at home that you are enjoying. So they try to hide their struggle. Now, and they begin to send money back at home. I mean, I met many people here who carry a lot of burden wanting to send money to their parents, send money. They are sponsoring many people there, and they are struggling. They have 4, 5, 6 jobs doing here, and they are sponsoring others back at home. They want to pay house rent for people back at home, and yet they are struggling here. This trying to appear successful, this trying to pretend that everything is perfect, everything is good, will not take you anywhere. It will only mount more pressure and pressure upon you. And this is one of the reasons you see many people abroad, a lot of people abroad, are actually depressed. Their problem is really, really psychological. Now, all this begins to mount pressure on us that are living abroad. You don't live to show at all. Understand? True success is not what people think about you. I know that yes, you left at home with a lot of things you want to ensure that your family change things, but don't live beyond your means. Don't live to show that you have something while you are not yet. Understand? So true success is seen in your stability, is seen in your peace of mind, is seen in progress. And that's one thing I want you to know, and I wish that many people, especially those staying abroad, will understand this. Now, how do you win this battle? How do you win this battle? This psychological battle, these problems that we are facing internally, and we try to show. Last time I was checking concerning how much those living in diaspora remits back at home. For example, in Nigeria, I have at least I know a little about Nigeria. I don't know that of Africa. I don't know, maybe I will check later about Africa. But for Nigeria, it's about over $23 billion that was remitted to Nigeria. I mean, in Nigeria, let me check to see whether that is correct. Yes, in the sun. Record about 23 billion in the sun. $23 billion in 2025. In that of, let me see that of in Africa. Let's see. In Africa. Yes, that's in Africa is about, when you look at Africa totally, that's about 95 to 100 billion annually. 100 billion annually. Now, this already has given that's why we have a lot of pressures, because once you're coming abroad, your people back at home are beginning to say, okay, send us money, because they think that once you come abroad, you're just getting money on the street and just picking it. So how do you win this battle? Already I've mentioned some of the problems. So you just stop acting, appearing successful while you are not. Be real about your struggles. Everybody is passing through life, and it's a journey. It's a journey. So don't appear successful while you are not. Understand? Wait. You don't need to fake what will be real. Understand? The time that you are successful, it will be seen. Your progress will be evident to all. So you don't need to fake it. Understand? You don't need to fake it. And as I said, of course, you have to create a supportive community. Many people abroad don't have a supportive community. Unfortunately, it pains my heart because as part of a community, I mean, we have to bury some of our own. We never saw them. It is the family later on that contacted us that they died and they can't take the corpse back at home. You understand? And so we have to go rally around and then bury the person. Very young as 19. And then you wonder, you don't know where they are. And then suddenly when something happens. So there's so much many people are facing. And I want to encourage you, if you are abroad, please ensure that you are part of a community. Don't stay alone. Don't stay alone. We are people. Don't be apologetic about it. You understand? Don't come abroad and see that kind of lifestyle because that type of lifestyle that you can stay with somebody is your neighbor and you don't know the neighbor. You understand? Completely. For years, you don't even know who is staying close to you. I mean, we can build our communities here. We're used to that. And that's one of our strengths. You understand? This is one of our strengths. I want you to be encouraged. Be part of a community. You understand? That part of a community, they will look out for your welfare. You understand? Don't think that everybody will come and be looking and be checking and say, hey, you are not doing good, you are not doing good. I mean, don't run away from people who will ensure you are accountable. No, it's not a weakness. It's actually a safety. You understand? A community is a safety. So, again, there are certain things, especially when it has to do with your mind. So pay attention to your mind. You understand? Guard against comparison. You understand? You don't need to compare yourself with other people at all. You are even unique. You can see your height, your complexion. You understand who you are, where you're coming from. You're unique. So you don't need to compare yourself with other people. And you don't need to be hopeless. You understand? As I said, there's no need to give up in life. You understand? Once you begin to sound hopeless, already it drains strength from you. The strength is in hope. You understand? Even though, some people say, you continue to hope till you... No. Hope itself is strength. You understand? When you hope, you see that there is strength you derive to push on and to keep pushing. Even if you're not going to push for any other thing, you understand? Push because you want the generation coming after you to actually have much more what you probably did not have. And this is very important, and I want you to just get this thing. So protect your mind. Don't compare yourself with others, you understand? Your relationship is very important as well, which I've already mentioned. You understand? Be part of a community, you understand? Not just contacts. Don't just be satisfied with, I have 5,000 friends online, which I follow. Every day you are chatting, every day you are doing this. Don't just be satisfied with that. They are not supportive. You understand? That's why you can have millions of followers and still be depressed. You understand? And still be lonely. You understand? I mean, so contacts are not the ones that actually, or followers are not the one that supports you. You understand? Real friends, face-to-face friends, those who have track record, those who have proven they have character, those who have proven that they are after your welfare. You understand? You can find them. You understand? Your life is very important. Again, there's another important thing which I need to point out. Again, even those of us that are not Christians, you understand, or in any part of the world, we believe in God when we are coming from our home country. Don't come and behave as if you just arrive here, suddenly believing in God is old school or is inferior. That means you are not thinking if you believe there is God, if you believe. I mean, what's the meaning of that statement? You understand? And that's why you see how your life, you're complicating your life much more. You understand? I mean, many people have talked with, they said, I'm not going to church because they disappointed me. And I asked them a question, you understand? How many, even the schools you are saying you have traveled from your country I mean, you are abroad now to school. How many schools have disappointed you? Did you leave schooling? When you go, how many doctors and hospitals have disappointed you too? Did you stop going to hospital? I mean, don't bring all kinds of this saying, they disappointed me. There's nowhere that you will, if you have not disappointed other people. This is the issue. So if you have disappointed other people, have wronged many other people, how do you think that just because somebody just disappointed you and then you say, me, I'm not going to go there again? That's why many people are suffering. They live where they will be supported and then they are somewhere else. So your spiritual life is very important, because when you isolate yourself, you understand, it's already an attack on your faith, you understand. Where else do you have strength? So to have strength abroad, it's not just about just having finances. No, it's beyond that. Strength to continue in this life is beyond finances. Me, I'm telling you the truth. It's earlier the better you understand it before it is too late. So you need emotional strength. You need spiritual strength. You need it. I'm telling you the truth. If you're planning to go abroad, or you're abroad already, you must know it's not just about only having money. No, you need emotional strength. You need spiritual strength to be able to succeed even in this life. I just hope you just get what I'm trying to say, because I'm trying to encourage you to see that you can become better. And then need to correct a lot of things about abroad, about going outside your country. You understand? Living abroad is not only about, say, that it shows you have succeeded. I mean, what is that kind of statement? Just because you use the plane and just move outside your country and you just feel that you have succeeded? No. You understand? This is one of the problems with so many of us that are coming back home. Immediately we return back home, we begin to see everybody as inferior who has been. And these are the people that are supposed to have helped our life. You understand? But because you are already proud, you feel that just because you have gone abroad and then you return, that means any other person that is around you is not, is inferior or whatever. I mean, this will not take us anywhere. It won't take us anywhere. So don't begin to appear, don't give impression of who you are not. You understand? And you have to understand that going abroad is not about just surviving. And this is one of the things, probably I'm going to make in subsequent videos, understand, that many of us that are living are living home, we're just coming and then we're living with the mentality of survivor. Immediately you just have 1, 2, 3 jobs, you understand, just giving you money that you can eat, and then you can see that you have just some extra money. You're already satisfied. And because your mind is only survivor. No. That's why many of the big things, few people that go abroad, you see them take positions even in many big places. You understand? So you have to think big. And then don't allow yourself to be limited by survival mentality. No. Don't allow yourself to begin to think about survival alone. So when you come abroad, in the sense, you must think greater. You must know that you have come for a greater thing. You have come for growth. You have come for opportunities. You have come, you understand, to have the power to build a better future for the generations after you. You have to know this. It's not about you surviving alone. Then maybe you can be able, most times when you are able to come, and then when you change the money to your currency, and then you see maybe you have maybe $100 and you change it maybe to Naira. That's about 100 and something thousand. You say, wow, you think you have arrived. No. Don't be thinking like that. So that's why many people are focusing only on having 6, 7 jobs. There's nothing wrong when you start like that. But your mind must be up. Your mind must be up. That is not a struggling place. It's not a struggling place. So do not reduce your life to just a journey or survival that you have just come abroad to survive. No. So if you are abroad, you are living abroad, or silently struggling, I want to encourage you to know that you are not alone. You understand? And it's not a strange thing to struggle. It just shows that you are human. You understand? Your story has not finished just because you are struggling. No, I want you to get that. That there's a big future for you. There's a brighter future for you. And I want you to hold on. You understand? And practically this channel is for this. I want to ensure that our mindset are changing, even in our career, our finances, our relationships, they are all important. And we're going to be discussing a number of things that cover all these topics, especially in regards to living abroad, because it is possible that you live abroad and live well and live wisely and live with purpose and live powerfully, not just to live in a survival mode, to live just like a beggar, you understand? No, your journey abroad must end in purpose. It must not just be survival. And that's one of the things I'm living with you, you understand? Whether you're going abroad or you are still thinking of going abroad or you're already abroad, please, I want you to understand that your generation awaits you to do something great. So don't sit and consume yourself with the problems that are surrounding you now. There's greater future, and there's greater future. So many people have done and have shown us the way that is possible. No, also is possible. If this message encouraged you, please consider subscribing to this channel and share this video, like it, comment on it. I want to hear about your story, about your struggle, because this is a community that we need to encourage one another. And then this also can encourage somebody to be hopeful, to have more direction. And I want to say thank you for watching. See you next time.